Hello YouTube, welcome back to another Yassid Lab guide. My name is Sir Foch and today we're taking the Lamborghini Huracan around Nurburgring. Still very new to the car, so my setups will tend to be quite beginner friendly. As someone who has driven the Ferrari for close to 6,000 hours or thereabouts, getting used to a car that is super aggressive on throttle takes some time, so I've chosen to approach it progressively, and these initial setups will more likely be quite on the understeery side. Still way more rotation in this car than the Ferrari 296, which is the main reason I am making the switch over to the Lambo. As far as Nurburgring, I mean, quite an iconic circuit. Not the Nordschleife, of course, we wish, and maybe soon, but the GP circuit, very technical. A lot of really tricky corners, tricky braking zones. Shumi S is also a very tricky corner to get right over and over again. Not maybe the best track for racing, but unlike with the Ferrari, this car has really good acceleration, so you can definitely punish mistakes from your rivals, as getting overlap in this car is way more of a manageable prospect than it was in the Ferrari. Car also munches the curbs really nicely. As you can see in the chicane, we can take a lot of curbs on both sides. Another thing to mention is that with 2 ABS, if you downshift too aggressively, there is a chance of engine damage, which might be fine for quali, but in the race maybe you want to go ABS 3, and also the shift point is around 8100. Turn 1 we're braking just at 100 meter board, clipping the apex. And then for turn 2, we either just lift or tap the brake a little bit, try to not go in the grass on the inside like I did there. Here we're braking a little bit after the white line appears. It is faded by rubber, but when it gets clean again, that's where we brake. This section is basically control the rotation with the throttle, not really touching the brake. Here we're braking just after the side road ends on the right. And here, after the rubber line fades, can go quite aggressively on throttle with this setup, so should be feel quite familiar if you've driven any other car. Here we're braking when the little pocket of clean road ends on the right side. Can go TC1 on the exit of the hairpin as well. Schumacher S, slight lift with this setup. Can touch the inside curb. It's not really the fastest way about it, but a little lift there is gonna be enough. Here we're braking before the rubber line starts. Can short shift to 3rd gear for a bit more comfortable exit. A little tap on the brakes for this one. Don't really want to accelerate over the inside curb there. I want to go a bit wider on the entry. And now for the chicane, we're braking between 100 and a 50 meter board. There's like a little gap in rubber here. We brake just before that, and as I said before, we can be very aggressive over the curbs. The car really doesn't mind. And last corner, braking just before the rubber line starts once again. Obviously, markers are going to be quite a bit trickier if the road surface is not optimal, but trial and error, experience, and some other references that can be used, but mostly it's going to be experience. So here's our setup, running a pretty similar version to it as we did on Suzuka. Difference here, ABS 2 for the race. I probably go ABS 3 just to not worry about the engine damage. Also running map 3, there's a bit more grip on the circuit, maybe can even go lower, but I found myself being quite comfortable with engine map 3. I explained what those did in Suzuka video as well. A little bit more aggressive per se than the Suzuka setup. Once again, a little bit more grip here, so a bit softer front will help us with the general rotation. Setup can be made maybe a little bit more aggressive still, but once again, we're taking progressive steps towards the characteristic Lambo oversteer, but trying to keep it rather manageable for someone who has driven almost nothing but a Ferrari in the sim so far. And quite a lot of rake on this track. The car can handle it, probably can handle a little more. But yeah, that is the setup. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'll leave you with hot lap, and I'll see you on the next one.